Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reviewing the week we just had, which is going to be February 17th through the 21st. So let me start by saying this. The week was going pretty well until Friday, and we'll talk about exactly what happened. On top of that, I would like to point out that we are learning. We are getting better. We took our average loser from about $48.60, I think it was, to now it was closer to $30 before Friday, but now we're down to about $42.80. So improvement is improvement. We're going to talk about how we're going to improve from here after the bad day we had, and hopefully you guys as well can learn something from it. So let's take a look right now and see how it all went. So I'm just going to show you guys this past week, and you can see right here that it started off fine. We were minimizing losses. We weren't taking a lot of trades. We were building into that bell curve. And then shit just hit the fan, and it seems like I forgot all of the discipline I had learned or had kept from Monday to Thursday. So as you can see here, one trade on the 17th for an $18 loss. All of these trades were on MNQ. As you can see, this one is a long position. We lost 4%. And I do believe on this one, I do think I panic sold and sold just a little too early and prevented it from hitting my stop loss. And the trade did work out. So one of those things that we did learn is if we're going to set levels, we have to trust those levels. Otherwise, why the fuck are we setting those levels? Unless we have strong confirmation that the trade is not going in our favor, it doesn't look like it's going to work, then let's stick to our levels. That's why we have them. So that's what we learned that very first day. Second day, not a huge loss as well. Two small losers. Both of those are the only two trades we took. One was at 9:30, the other was at 11:15. So one of the things I am getting better at is hanging tight and waiting for entries that I think are good entries. The old me probably would have traded 4 or 5 times between these two trades. So that's another thing we're improving on that we are getting better at. Third trade. And if you guys know anything about the bell curve, right, is you start off small on Monday and build your way up. Wednesday, you probably take the most trading, some of your bigger trades, and then you kind of start to taper off. So that's kind of what we were looking at. First two trades we took, both short, didn't work out in our favor. The next one after that, another panic sell. I could have held this one and it ran up. I'm pretty confident this one would have hit my take profit and probably would have made me about 80 bucks. Followed that with another small loser, but after that one, we did take a very good short on MNQ. It worked out, and it basically covered the majority of the losses we had that day. So that day we lost about $8.18 total. Come to Thursday, we had 4 trades. Only one of them hit. Barely even hit. I would say it was just a break even. It's almost as if I didn't take it. But we were able to keep some of those other trades pretty small, which I think is another good thing. And here, as you can see, is where it got shitty. So before we jump into this, I'm just going to tell you, I know exactly what happened here. I overtraded, I got emotional, I revenge traded, I overtraded. Everything you shouldn't do is what I basically did. I did not wait for A+ setups. I traded based off of things I thought were going to happen, not things that I saw happening. But let's just take a look at all the shitty trades that happened, right? So the first one, minimized losses pretty well. Second one, and you can see here, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, 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 short, short, long. So let's take a quick look at this chart. So this is, that's a 1 minute. That's not what I want to see. I want to see 15 minute maybe. Yeah. Looking back, there's only one trade that should have been taken on this day. One of the leaders in the Discord, Dwayne, actually called it out not too long ago today that, right, if you look back at the 15-minute chart, we've got our open here, okay? Looking back at the 15-minute chart, we've got our open here, strong sell-off, fair value gap. Bearish fair value gap that formed in the 15-minute textbook trade, right? Set your entry here, stop loss just below the fair value gap, take profits would probably be at the next lows, which would have been right around here, and still broke through to close to this area here. But just think, right? If I would have set my limit order here at 22,019, this moved down to 22,667. That's almost a 400 point trade. That would have fucking paid. But it is what it is, right? It happened. We're learning from it, and we're just going to move on. But going back to this, you guys can see I just overtraded, right? Took one, okay, took another. Losses were right. This is right here. This trade right here at 1013. I should have called it there. That's it. No more trading. Walk away, turn off the computer, fuck off, do something else. But we didn't. And what happened is it losses got bigger. And right around a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And then consistently just losing until I got to the point where I got to this $5 win, and I was like, okay, that's a fuck you to yourself because you shouldn't even have got those $5. But that's what happened, right? I got into these first couple trades and I was like, shit, I don't want to end Friday like this. I don't want to end the week red, right? All it takes is one trade to get me to get me green for the week, and I'm good, right? And I started chasing. As you can see, this is the bullshit that happens. I could have had a week where I'd only lost about what, 20, 30, 70, say about $80 to $90. I could have lost $80 to $90 this week, but instead I lost $424 because of this day right here. So hopefully you guys can save this video. When you have those weeks, you've had 4 red days in a row, but not big red days, and you're thinking Friday's the day I'm going to get it all back. Remember this video because it could save you $300. I should have just called it. I should have just walked away because you know what? Here's the deal. If somebody said choose missing a massive play or taking a huge loss, I'm going to choose missing the massive play 10 times out of 10. But when you get emotional, you don't think about stuff like that. So this message is really for those new traders, the ones that are just starting that need this kind of information because it happens to us so often. I am a new trader. It happens to us so often that sometimes we just forget. Not sometimes, we usually just forget. There is new traders that have this discipline locked in. Hats off to you because you're a stud. You're awesome for being able to do that. I'm still working at it. I'm going to get there. I'm not throwing in the towel, and I hope you guys aren't either because as the most of you know, the people that are actually looking to get into day trading, you know this shit can be life-changing. So don't throw in the towel. Just make sure you're watching your videos and doing your due diligence and learning the discipline and all that stuff. It's easy to trade. It's easy to trade. It's really hard to not trade. That's what I'm learning. So that's it. That's the recap. I will see you guys in another week. Hopefully you guys liked the video. Leave a comment, drop a like, subscribe. I'd love to hear some feedback or anything that you think I can learn. And again, hopefully you guys learned something from this, especially those new traders. So have a wonderful week next week, and we'll see you next weekend.